Alright, back at you. Took apart the kanger head, right? Camera looks funny. Whatever, I'm gonna roll with it. Camera's terrible. You know it's terrible. You still watching? I don't know why. So, the kanger head. I noticed that on my original subtank heads, I could take this particular screwdriver right here, which I think is a 3mm. I don't know. It's what I wrap most of my coils on. On my original heads, I could go like this and use the screwdriver to hold my coil in. However, on these replacement ones that I bought, it wouldn't fit. Wouldn't even go in. So maybe that's the problem with my wicking issue I've been having, because I like to run thicker juice. So maybe that's it. And the size I used to drill that out, because I'm in America and I hate buying millimeter drill bits, is, if I can catch the light, 1/8. 1/8. Now it goes in there. It's just a hair bit of play. Perfect for what I want to do. What do I want to do? I want to rebuild one of these bad boys. Are we going to check it out after I'm done? I don't know. I don't even have the ohm meter over here. So we get some wire. I'm using 28 gauge. I know the subtank comes with what looks like 26 in it, and it's resistant, non-resistant wire. I know all that. You can actually see that? Crazy. It's never going to happen again. So, and I don't have a fancy torch or anything, and I'm not making a micro coil. I'm just making a regular old spaced out coil, 6 wraps. Alright, so that's 5, 6. It's a little bigger than I want. I'll pull it off here in a second. You know me, straighten out the legs. Yeah, because we can't hear you yell shush across the room. Don't mind the kids. They're busy being kids, right? So we have this pretty coil right here. Nice and spaced out, just like Kanger does it. Is there plenty of room in there? Plenty of wiggle room in there. I don't have a fancy torch though, so I'm going to use the burners on the stove for a second. Don't mind me. This, everybody torches it so you get rid of the hot spots. Well, I don't have a torch, and I found a lighter doesn't work very well, so we're going to do this the hard way. And you just make your coils glow, but you can't see what I'm doing, but I'll just keep talking through it anyhow. I make my coils glow. I got long enough legs, I didn't have to use the pliers, and I just put the coil over it. I don't really care about the legs, just the coil. Okay? Now, you've got that. Stick your legs right down the center. Not while you have something else in your hands, but oh, I missed. Once you stick the coil down through the center, I'll show you. Hold on. You guys are so impatient. Now, we catch some light in there. You see the coil? Screwdriver goes through. Nice and purty, just like that. Coil's in the center. And you can move it about a little bit. You can pinch it to one side a little bit if you want. Pinch it to the other side if you want a little bit. And we just take wherever the legs are. You can't even see the legs. Terrible camera. Wherever the legs are, and I always take the longest one for some reason, and I make that my negative. Okay? And just bend it off to the side. Put the positive one down the center. And push the little grommet into place, just like so. Okay? And wherever it naturally is how I do it. Now I push that one off to the side. Grab one of my pins that are sitting here. And just lightly wiggle that down into place. And now you have a coil trapped inside a subtank head. Now what do? I like to cut my legs off right now. That way I don't hit them and move my coil. And you want to get as close as you possibly can. Which may or may not be an easy task depending on what you did. Or what you wrapped it on, or whatever. Little shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Couples That Vape there. The Couples That Vape. Seemed like a friendly group there. Now, we're back to that. And when I remove this, now you're not going to be able to see in there at all. The coil is nice and aligned with those holes. Look at that. Isn't that special? Now I'm pretty sure Kanger must have a little machine or something that does it. When they put the coil in, it's already wicked. It's got to be. The way that everything is set up in there, it's got to already be wicked. Mine's not already wicked. So we take off what we think should fit in there, right? Chuck off a bit. Don't roll and twist it and blah. Yeah, roll it and then twist it. Whatever. It's mine and I'll do what I want. I guess we can grab the ohm meter. I have a fresh head inside my subtank right now. And with a 50-50 juice in there, it's still not wicking the way my original heads did. Original head. Even the 1.2 ohm wicks a heck of a lot better than that one. I don't know. Now, the worst part about wicking this is, you know, when you're wicking any of your normal stuff, you put a little end on here that's pointy so you can pull it through your coil. Well, this one you have to make a long pointy because you have to get all the way through that head in order to pull it out, right? So don't mind me. I'm always quiet when I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Now you'll be able to see here. I'll just pull it back just a little bit. Now you'll be able to see. See that? Nice, pretty, all lined up, nice and perfectly across. It's great. It's gravy. Yay. Gravy. You just trim it off, man. Get as close as you can. Nail clippers, skizzers, whatever you want to use. Right? They're called skizzers, right? There's a C in there. Can't be scissors. Gotta be skizzers. Anyhow. What you can do is take your little bit of wire that you can't see in my camera. I got a little piece of 28 that I nipped off. And you can fluff up your wick, or what I like to do is right in the center, just poke a little hole in there, and just make sure you're not messing up your coil on the inside, because then you've just done all that work for nothing, right? And now she's rebuilt, and it's a lot easier to rebuild these like this with the top off. Remember, we took the top piece off in the last video? And this gets pressed into place. Now, it's not going to matter if this is lined up square or not. I mean, here, I already fit it part way on. Let's line it up cockeyed. It's not going to matter. In fact, it's going to make yours unique then, right? And put this back together. Don't press on your center pin. Just use the edges. If I wanted to do this nice and smoothly, I would just use 2 pairs of pliers, press down on both sides, but I don't feel like using that big clunky pliers I brought in here. Now, we'll make it look goopy on purpose, and you have a subtank head that's not in its normal position. Look at that, yay! Now it looks totally different, and you're like, what the heck? Well, that's how I know it's been rebuilt, right? It's still going to work exactly the same. It may not look as pretty in there. Should we even see what the resistance is? Does it really matter what the resistance is? Right, currently I have it on a mech mod, you know. It's probably not what we're hoping for. Let's find out. Where's that thing at? I wasn't ready. You know me, I ain't ready. I ain't ever ready. Got the old box out here. Make sure there's no shorts. Turn it off. No shorts. No, you shouldn't do this or anything. Okay? Should just be solid. I've got all this juice. Trying out another juice. Maybe I'll do a short one on it. 2-second video. Juicy. That rubber grommet, I swear, is the same exact size. That thing moved. Is the same exact size as the hole for the threads. We could have made the center just a little bit smaller. Man, it's a pain in the butt to get in there. I like to put my fingers where the wicks aren't. Just a little tip there for you. Let's see here. What are we going to come out at? No way. There's no way that's right. There's no way that's right. I gotta be arced onto something. Right? You would think I'd have to be arced onto something. 2.3. That's probably the highest head I've ever built. And it shouldn't be that. It's 28 gauge, 6 wraps around a 3mm screwdriver. Tell you what, let's juice it up. Why not? We're already at 15 minutes. Alright? I'm using some 28 Days Vape Liquid Sin Dreamer at the moment, which is an odd one too. I haven't looked up what it is yet. And I'll probably do just a little short vid about it. Don't mind me, you gotta prime your wick, you know. Don't prime your wick, you burn it. This is cotton and all. Are you using 100% organic cotton? Are you using Japanese cotton? Are you using rayon and calling it cotton? What are you using? What do you want me to use? I'm using cotton. Straight off the shelf cotton. Go down to CVS. Go down to Walgreens. I believe I got mine at Cub. Maybe that's a Minnesota thing. Shall we? I don't know. I'm going to put this on the mech first. I have noticed the strangest problem with this subtank, and that's ohms jumping everywhere. So maybe if we fire it a couple times, we can get that. Huh. That's the highest resistance coil I've ever made. My switch is unscrewed. You think it changed at all? I don't think it changed at all. I over saturated my coil. It did change. It's down to 2. Down to 2 now. 2 ohm in a sub-tank? Come on. I know. Shut up. Ongoing theme lately. Ah, shut up, right? Yeah, I'm overjuiced. Let me just get rid of some of that. 2.1, 1.7, 40 watts, that's 8.3 volts. That ain't going to work out very well for me. Let's bring that down to 10 watts, 4.1 volts. And we'll start right there. What I got? 2 holes open on this? Yeah, 2 holes open on this. Alright, we're going to go up to 20. Get doggy. Maybe knock over the head that's sitting here. How's it doing? Alright. I always have a slight break-in time in the tanks, especially with my cotton. What's wrong with that? 20 watts. 1.7 ohm according to this. That's a lot higher than I was shooting for. It's holding steady though. I kind of like that. Put the sub-ohm one in here and it bounces everywhere. What does the old ohm meter say? The old ohm meter says 1.82. Whatever. Just did it real quick. I got a second one I'll probably build. Maybe I'll just put 4 wraps in it instead of 6. I'm a fan of 6 wraps. Don't matter if I'm using 24 gauge or 28 gauge or in my pro tanks. I like to use, why'd I put it on here? I like to use 32 when I started out. I haven't really used much of my 32 unless I've twisted it up in something else. This usually has to sit a little while. Now it's reading 1.8. What's wrong with that? This is a 1.8 ohm coil, man. It's actually very tasty bait. So, there you are. You can do it. Fiddle around with it to get the ohms resistance you want. Yeah, sure. Do 2 wraps and make it something stupid, right? Whatever, man. It's yours. Do whatever you want with it. That's all I got for you. You all have fun now, because I know I will.